Hashtag podcast maybe? Sure, why not? Twitch.tv / There's someone already out there just called Chars. I will end them.
You're gonna have to pay him off.
Never.
I'll give you $10 to change your name.
Noob. He will have to fight me.
Yeah, noob master.
Alright, the little tweety tweets have been tweeted. Tweeting. Got someone that followed me. I don't think I need anything else. Let's see, that's up. Alright, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Good.
Switching on over. New podcast area. Here we are, folks. We are trying our hands in discussing podcast stuff, I guess. Would y'all declare this as like a podcast, I guess?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean, like, once I throw this on YouTube, I mean, you can just listen to it, then it could be a podcast. That's how we do it. Well, welcome, everyone. We are going to be discussing moments in games we wish we could relive. So, like, just like an era you've worked hard to get into, a difficult boss you finally took down, or just moments in games that you're just like, man, I need that again in my life. But here on the couch, we got ourselves the Snow Sheep. We'll give the folks a wave, the Snow Sheep. Yeah. And then next to him, we got Krister.
Hey, howdy, hey.
Well, today we will be discussing their games. I guess the best way to do this is I should probably let the guests go first. And you two decide between yourselves who gets to go first.
Oh, it's fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Go ahead.
Go for it, Chris.
Yeah, they're so generous to each other.
Alright, so my first game is from what's widely considered and as the right answer is one of the greatest games of all time. The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. So, of course, this whole game is just kind of one big moment I'd love to relive, but the moment in particular is actually pretty much the very final moment. I mean, I guess spoilers for like a 23-year-old game, but you know, if you've ever played a Zelda game, you probably can figure out that this is gonna happen. But when you finally, when you finally are about to slay Ganon in his monster form, you pick up your Master Sword and then you just start slashing at him. And then after you start slashing at him, he starts coughing up some blood or some pixels that are painted either red or green, depending on what version of the game you have. It's just so awesome because you're just hammering on that A button, slashing away at him. He's like coughing up blood, and you're like, I'm playing a Nintendo game. This is awesome. It's just kind of the culmination to such a fantastic game, and that's
Nice.
like the moment I just relive, and
Nice.
sometimes I just play it over in my mind.
Just that epic feel of just being like, yes, I just took down the big baddie. Not just the big baddie, the ultimate big baddie. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, with my Master Sword.
Man. That's some good sauce right there. That's some good sauce. Do y'all want to do like an alternating thing, or should we just kind of run a list?
Yeah, let's alternate.
Alternate? Right on. Snow Sheep?
One of my moments is probably from the first Bioshock game. I don't remember exactly when it is in the point. I just I'm completely blanking on that part. But it's when you're going through, you first get into Arcadia and you're going through into the bathysphere location, and all of a sudden the thing just sinks and it's like creepy music starts playing, all these purple curtains come up, and like this rabbit comes down. and it made my arms on my hair on my arms stand up, and I got so creepy. It was Chris, what was his name? Um,
Shoot.
Cohen, Sander
Yeah.
Cohen.
Mm.
Yep.
That whole chapter was so creepy because part of it is he's trying to make these art pieces, but he makes them out of bodies. And
Oh yeah.
he covers people with plaster, and some of them are still alive. So there's like the weeping angels from Doctor Who, I think it was, where you're looking at them, you look away, and then you look back and they're just gone.
You're like,
It was,
something's about to happen.
Oh my god, quantum
Yeah.
locked monsters.
yeah, it was probably the best mission out of the entire game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'll, I'll chime in on that one because I definitely have moments from Bioshock. It's probably, depending on the day of the week, Bioshock's one of my favorite games of all time.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, just to name a couple, it's just entering Rapture for the first time, especially like if you are not really familiar with it, just like the awe of it is just so cool.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
so atmospheric. Like I could relive that, and then of course, like as far as big story moment is, you know, that Andrew Ryan scene.
Yeah.
Like that. I
Andrew.
won't spoil it because that is kind of a big spoiler. And
Oh, go for it. I already put in the thing.
We can
Big
spoil it.
spoilers.
And-
well, as a Bioshock, you know, aficionado, I don't want to spoil that moment, but because that's part of it. But
I mean, we got the spoiler warning on there. Go for it.
That's just a huge freaking moment because the game just pivots after that, and it's just, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It definitely does take a turn.
I really do wish I could relive that the first time I experienced it. Because I remember like I didn't get it spoiled. Like I knew something was gonna happen. I just didn't know what. That was a mind blowing mind moment.
Yeah.
Mind
For sure.
blown. Do you want to go for? Because I know I only have like a few, because I was working on the set and everything.
All right. So yeah, to piggyback off of Bioshock again, one of my other moments is Bioshock Infinite, and it's leading up to that game. I tried to avoid anything like screenshots. I kind of saw a few screenshots obviously, but try to avoid any kind of reviews or anything. I just wanted to go in with a fresh mind.
Basically, you sequestered yourself from it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the beginning of the game, the very, very beginning. Obviously, it still started out classic Bioshock style, where you're out in the middle of nowhere. You come up to a lighthouse. You're like, okay, getting this weird device, and then it shoots you off into the sky. And you're going through all these storm clouds, and all of a sudden, bam! You see the whole city
Oh shit!
of Colombia, and there's this really cool song playing. It sounds like almost sounds like Amazing Grace. It's not quite.
Mm.
But it's
Yeah.
got the same melody to it, and so he just like started floating, and like, it parachutes you back down to one of the islands, and that whole moment, like going through the little church thing, and then eventually you're just like right there in the middle of the city. It was so cool, such
Yeah.
a great moment.
Nice.
Yeah. Like the Bioshock series excels at that. Like the
The
when you
city
first
reveals
step in,
almost.
yeah. Ugh, that's another good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. I as someone that actually hasn't played it, just thinking about that's making me want to go just play this game just so I can see this fucking scene.
Yeah.
All right, you got one, Chris? Or
Yeah.
Christopher?
I'll stick with the Nintendo 64 era.
Ah.
We'll go with Super Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like this one necessarily isn't like a plot or story beat, but it's just literally just the very first time you take control of Mario and you just are just simply
Yeah.
moving around and jumping and you flipping and you're climbing trees and it's
Waha!
just like
Woohoo!
yeah, it's just I mean
Exactly.
experiencing that back in like was it 1996 or something? You
Something
just
like
have
that.
never
Oh,
done
yeah.
that. Like it's just so remarkable. You're like, I'm moving in all directions. Like when I jump, I'm going in 3D land.
3D land.
But yeah, it's just a magical moment.
Oh man.
And I think you know, we've come so far. You kind of take it for granted games in 3D, but boy, that was just truly special.
I think what was it? When Game Grumps did their playthrough of that one, they did they pretty much said the same thing when you first get into it. They're like, "Oh, okay, calm down. I know this is scary, but
Oh yeah.
it's so great." And they like get inside. It's like, okay, so here's like a child's playroom to play in. Have fun.
Yeah. I know. It's like, I mean, it's like. Plus, I think I spent my first 10 minutes just playing with his darn face for the load screen.
Oh, in that load screen? Yeah, where you can just like
Yeah.
pick them.
And then, you do that, and I probably spent like 20, 30 minutes just in the outside. It's like, I can go in the castle.
There's levels to
Yeah.
play?
Yeah.
I can swim.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh man, that is good because like you said, like we've come so far in games nowadays that like we forget that, especially like our generation, we grew up seeing the progression. We got to see like starting from the beginning of like, okay, we're like pixels just walking in very linear lines to opening up a world that had never really been opened up to us before. And I like that you hit notes on that about this game because yeah, that really is how like it felt playing this game for the first time. Like for all of us that ever got to do that and never had any of this other stuff that we have now to kind of be like, oh well, this has been something we've been doing for years. Like no, like take it back to this is like now new market shit. Mind blown.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
It's funny too because I know you can get Mario 64 and play it on different systems now, and it just, I mean, you get nostalgia for it, but still it doesn't have the same impact as it did when you first were doing it on N64.
Yeah, that first push in the cartridge, flicking it on, and then, wow,
Yeah.
it's me, a Mario.
Yeah.
That's some good shit right there. I like that one.
That was a good one.
If y'all don't mind, I'll take one this time around.
Looking forward to it.
So, one for me definitely has to be Bloodborne. And it's basically the whole game as a whole that I wish I kind of relive because the sheer volume of like head bashing you have to get through on some bosses, like after dying 100 fucking times and then finally being like, okay, I think I had the pattern, go in that 101st time and you're just like, oh my god, I did it, I actually beat it. And like it's just that feel of like, I don't have to deal with that again. It was always such a good feeling in Bloodborne of just being like, it's done, I killed it, let's move on.
Yeah,
And
the best part about the boss battles is it like you finally kill it and it like basically explodes in like a huge cloud. Like it's a real almost like a triumphant moment. It's like prey slaughtered.
and you're just like, oh,
Yes!
I did it. And then like not on top of that, like I've beaten this game multiple times. Like I can say that I've gone through it, I've done the grind, and each time it almost felt like a different game each time. But the fourth time I beat it, I will never forget being like, okay, I beat this boss, I am now, where the fuck am I? What? How have I never seen this? I've beaten this game so many times. How have I not seen this? Run into a boss. Who the fuck is this boss? And then have to like learn a whole new strategy for a new boss I had never seen before. And then that last time, like I ran into like 2 or 3 new bosses I'd never seen. And for a game to be able to have that type of replayability, just brilliant.
Yeah.
But after going through all of those, it's kind of like, oh, I now know them. But to be able to go back and like have that fresh play through all of them, oh, it was an amazing feel.
Yeah, definitely. And some of the enemies in that game were just like, sweet Jesus, dude. Whoever like the artists in that game, like they need therapy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like you start the game in the town, you're like there's humans and maybe some wolves and humanoid werewolf / creatures. Like, okay, that's pretty normal. And then you get into like a bit further in the game with like the Bloodstar Beast. Like, what the fuck is that thing? like its skin's like hanging off its back and it's flopping around as you're trying to fight it. Like, God.
There's
so metal.
There was one enemy that was so disgusting to me that it was like a side boss that you didn't have to fight. And I hit the elevator and I went down. And once you go down, you have to fight the boss at that point. But if you know about it, you can leave the fucking elevator alone. Stupid me. Go in there and I'm like, oh no, there's no getting out of this. This thing looked like Cthulhu mixed with like more octopuses but with more eyes, and it was just this big white blob thing going. You're like, oh my God!
Yeah.
It's like, why is this a monster?
There's some enemies in that thing. It's like, what the hell? Like, what? Did you take some bad acid or something? What?
It's like, what are your nightmares like? Jesus.
Somebody had a bad trip or something. My God.
You end up meeting the person. They're like, I've had a great childhood. How?
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
yeah, that one's mine.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we were talking about it off camera, and it's like, even though that's kind of like a personal accomplishment, is like beating that boss is like, that's something I think everyone who plays that game gets that same feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just about everyone that's played that game like knows exactly what that feels like.
Right. So it's like a personal feeling, but it's also universal. So that's what makes it so great too.
Yeah, it's like an extension to like everyone else of like, yes, I know that moment. I have beaten that boss, and that boss is a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But I want to relive it.
But I want to relive it again. I want to like, yeah. That's the weirdest part is that stress. I don't know, like during it, it sucked. Getting past it was the good feeling.
Yeah.
So I don't know which part I would want to relive. I think I would want to relive like the last kill, I guess. I don't know, like would I enjoy that moment as much if I hadn't gone through the stress? You know?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Things to ponder. Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll take it. All right. Sticking with 90s era, we're gonna go with Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
I had never played
so-
Chrono Trigger.
It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
Oh.
This is Chrono Trigger's probably it's probably the game that got me into gaming. Like I'd been playing NES and SNES games. I'm like this is a fun thing to do. But when I played Chrono Trigger, I'm like, I love this stuff. Like I think I'm always gonna be playing games. But yeah, but for Chrono Trigger, I think the moment for me that I just would always want to relive is there's this ultimate move that the main character Chrono does. It's called Luminaire. It's like a freaking lightning bomb. Chrono is like the lightning user.
Okay.
His ultimate attack is like a freaking like A-bomb of lightning. And like just that first time you use it, it's just like my eyes got like as big as the screen.
You went all
Oh,
anime
man.
style where your eyes just go.
Yeah, and needless to say, my enemies didn't stand a chance. So that was fun too. But yeah, just that moment, and of course just using Luminaire anytime after that too. Just like, you know what? You have 1 HP left. Luminaire time. Lightning bomb.
It's like
Overkill.
Yeah.
your teammates are like, isn't that overkill?
Just the animation for it is just superb too. Oh yeah.
Lightning bomb.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that. Just like, you have 1 HP, get fucked.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just beat them while they're down. Yeah.
Love it.
As y'all can tell, I enjoyed Chrono Trigger. Oh, but yeah, I definitely recommend it if you're feeling for an old school RPG. I mean, it's 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Oh man, you can get it on the PlayStation Network though as well.
I'm sure it's. I bet it's on Switch too.
Yeah, it could be.
That's fair.
Mm.
Very
So
nice.
one of my other moments is probably in Red Dead Redemption. It's oh god, where'd my notes go? Hang on. There they are. It's in Red Dead Redemption. It's pretty much almost in the middle of the game. It's you finish up this whole fight. Something I can't remember exactly what it is that pre-emphasizes it, but basically you have to end up running into Mexico, and so you jump on your horse, and it's not like a quick, it's not like a cutscene. This mission is go to Mexico, so you have to just ride into Mexico, and there's this really awesome song playing. And when I did it, it can happen at any point in the game because it's a Rockstar game, so it's day, night cycle, weather cycles, all that kind of stuff. But when I did it for the first time, I was basically riding into the sunset, so it was absolutely epic. So you're just out riding out through the desert. You got this really cool song in the background playing, and it's like a Western song, and so there's like a guitar playing in the background and everything, and it was incredible. It was
Nice.
absolutely incredible. Like even it's one of those things that you go back and play it again, you're like, oh yeah, this is really cool, but it's just like it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same as that first almost gut punch about how cool it was, and how chill it was.
Yeah.
I mean, running off into the sunset in the middle of a game that wasn't a cutscene that you're doing yourself, like.
Yeah.
I love
So
games that
you're
allow you to do that.
Yeah, so you're literally a cowboy riding into the sunset into Mexico. It was really cool. It's a really cool moment.
Nice.
Oh, good one.
What else you got, CK?
All right. So we'll let's see. So you know what? I will go with Resident Evil 4, which is not in the 90s. Oh my gosh.
We stepped out of it.
All right. Yeah. Resident Evil 4 is another one that it's just a game of moments that I could relive, but in particular the knife fight with Krauser.
Oh yeah.
It's just shoot, I'm just blanking out. What's that type of scene where you're just pushing the buttons? Oh, QuickTime event.
Yeah.
Which QuickTime events suck in general, and that game is full of them, which is unfortunate. But that one in particular it was just so epic. You're like, because it really made you like feel each movement, and you had to just be so in the moment.
Yep.
Just like it kind of made you feel like you were in a knife fight, like just a little bit.
The like absolute precision you have to have, or else you die.
Yeah. Plus, Krauser was kind of like he was kind of like a big bad dude, and you're like, I don't know if I can beat this guy, but I'm just gonna try.
Well, try it. Time to do the thing that always works.
Yeah, I remember after that, like I had to like set the controller down and like catch my breath.
I remember that moment because that moment was amazing. Like that, like you said, it gets you really into it because of the fact that you're having to like, you're trying to watch this cutscene, you're trying to like get into this dialogue as well, but you're also like on edge because you're like, oh shit, here he comes, hit the thing, and then a little bit more dialogue, and oh my god. And like, so you really feel like you're immersed into like the avatar of Leon, and so you're like,
exactly,
this is now an extension of me, and this game is finally doing a good job with this quick action stuff. Because like you said, it's throughout the game. It's not my favorite part of the game, but against him,
yeah,
wee,
it worked.
It worked well, yeah. I'll take one. So one for me will have to be, it was in World of Warcraft. So there was a point where I stopped playing for a while. And then they came out with a new expansion, and the expansion was Mist of Pandaria. And I was like, alright, we get pandas. I'll see what's up about this. I'll bring Nublitz back to life and see what's going on. Get into it, start playing, like, looking around it was pretty nice, but then you get to the final area, and there's this cutscene that happened, and it only happened this one time, and as the expansions went on, you actually don't really get this cutscene anymore. So what happens is you enter this like basically golden city, and the landscape is basically like it looks like it's just littered with gold coins everywhere, but it's because the trees are in autumn, so they're in this like yellowy phase. Some of the trees have some reds. It's real beautiful, and it's just gorgeous going into this cutscene. And then later on, it gets absolutely destroyed. So then you don't get that cutscene anymore after it's all destroyed. And it was just a moment that like I wish I could relive, like it, but I can't. So like normally like any moments of these, like it's like, oh, I could go back and relive this, but this one I physically can't. So it's actually really
Oh, like,
one of those moments I love it.
It's actually gone.
oh wow, like even if you like started the game
If
over,
I started a new character and went in through it, it got to the same point, would not get the same cutscene.
oh wow, that is really special.
So I really that
Oh,
that
man.
part, ugh, like I can close my eyes and see, like I can see the entrance, I see it all, but like I can't go back and get that cutscene.
Yeah, that's like only in your brain right now.
So yeah, that's one
So
that I would
good.
love.
Yeah.
So to piggyback off of World of Warcraft, uh, I got into it when Lich King came out.
Yeah.
Like after Lich King had already come out, you know, Charles, you were already playing it for a while, and you were trying to get me into it for the longest time. And I think our other friend James actually just bought me a copy. He goes, "Here, you're gonna play with us." I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to now. so,
Sounds
so
right.
I loaded it up, and you know, I grinded all the way through. Anyway, kind of getting off the topic here. Anyway, so my favorite part was I grinded so hard because I just wanted to get the Northrend. And everybody's like, okay, yeah, so when you get there, go to Boring Tundra. Go to Boring Tundra. You got to go to Boring Tundra. I was like, I'm going to go to Howling Ford. So I did that. And Howling Ford is like this. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a.
It's like a
It's a
Viking
Yeah,
forest area.
thank you. Yeah, it's like a big Viking area, essentially. That's like how the kind of theming is. And it's got a bunch of like Nordic music playing in the background. And there's snow everywhere. And I just remember like flying in on the ship and like it shows it to you. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. And so I grinded through all that and I was like, well, let's go see what the other one looks like. And I went over to the other side, Boring Tundra. I was like, this is boring. I'm glad I went with what I
Yeah, the Bourne Tundra, it's the fact that the quests are so compact and easy to run through. The other
Yeah.
side, it is, oh my god, like, yeah, I choose the other side if I'm just wanting to just have mindless playthrough of, like, really beautiful scenery, because you have a fun, like, altercation of this war that's going on the beach. But, like, you get to get involved, you get to go off, you do some more things, you still get to see all of this real pretty scenery, where Bourne Tundra is like, you stay here, you kill that, now kill that, and that, now come back,
Yeah.
now kill that. And it's like, oh my god, it's a good power grind, but, like, the other place, it's more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had a blast with that one. And to kind of really go off topic, I actually did log into my Warcraft account about a month ago, give or take, I just wanted to see where it was. And TJ, so I made a cow and grinded it up to whatever level I had to get a Death Knight, because that's what I wanted to play. I logged off my cow and never went back. And so I logged in, he's standing in the same exact spot that I left him in, like 10 years ago.
That cow also got hacked at one point and was, like, left naked somewhere.
It did get hacked. He was left naked in like 1,000 needles or something. I was like, why?
I remember you told me about that, and you were just like, this is, like, they didn't take too much, but, like, the fuck is he doing here?
Yeah.
Oh, that was some good shit right there.
Yeah, everything about Northrend was awesome. And I guess I could even say, going into, what's the area right at Grizzly Hills?
Mm-hmm.
That was another area that was really just epic. Absolutely awesome.
Nice.
Chris,
What you got?
what you got, Chris?
Okay, yeah, my final one is believe it or not, it's going back to the 90s.
Woo!
Is
Is this seriously in the
Tony Hawk
90s?
Pro Skater 1. Yep.
Yes.
So I know we've been kind of talking about like cutscenes and just like big epic gaming moments, but I guess this one's just more of a more along the lines of the Red Dead Redemption one, where it's just kind of just a moment where you're just living in the game, and like my moment to relive in Tony Hawk is just playing the warehouse, which is just the first level,
Yep.
and then just of course jam into Superman by Goldfinger. You're just skating around, just listening to listen to Superman. You're like this is the real deal.
I have it like played in my head right now.
Yeah.
You get to relive it up in like a couple weeks or so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Yeah, but just
That's a
just
good.
back
that's
as a child, just kind of like no worries, no cares, just got some ska in the background. And,
When did that was like what, 98?
yeah.
When did that come out?
Oh man, I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe even something around that. I remember
98, 99?
I bought a PlayStation 2 Christmas of 2000. I basically bankrupted myself. Like I spent all of my Christmas money or whatever. I couldn't even afford a game, so I got Tony Hawk 1 for PS1 for like $10 at Target or something. That was my only game to play.
August
My brand new
31st,
PS2.
1999
99, okay.
99.
is when it came out.
Yeah, so I was playing it on PlayStation 2, but yeah, man.
Well, yeah, 'cause I mean, of all the PlayStation games they have out there, that's not a bad one to have as an only game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
The replay value of that is incredible.
Yeah.
And plus, I learned how to ollie from that game, so like,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
learn
a
shit
lot
off of this.
A lot of kids learn how to skate because of that game.
Like, I'll never forget the first time I got a skateboard was because I was playing this game. I was playing it, and I felt left out because, like, my friends at the time, like, Matt Norris and all these other people, like, they all skated, and I didn't. And they all had a birthday party where they all went skating, and I was like, I want to go. So I'm playing Tony Hawk, and I look over at my dad, like, hey, Dad, can I get a skateboard? He looks over at the screen and goes, like that one? Yeah? Yeah, let's go to the mall. The fuck? I thought I was gonna have to like barter or do something. He was just like, yeah, okay, let's go. Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Went and I got the Tony Hawk Falcon 3 from the game. That's the board I got.
So many people had those.
Oh man, I got it. Would run to the garage, try to ollie, run back inside, hit ollie, run back outside, try to do it again, bust my ass a couple more times, run back inside, try to do it a couple more times. Oh my god, that is a good one.
I know, and then you're probably just like, what a ripoff. You mean I can't combo my Christ Air to like 3 other moves? And
You mean I can't do a Christ Air, do a reverb, do a manual into this, into a grind? What? Shit!
Yeah.
Skateboard's stupid!
Yeah. Rip off. Where's my receipt?
Yeah, skateboards aren't cheap either, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they actually break, despite what playing Tony Hawk would have you believe.
I know, right? Like, they should have probably implemented that. Be like, oh, your board broke. I still have 12 minutes left. Yeah, well, you don't have a board, dumbass.
Yeah.
That was like real life. You'd be skating with your friends. Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what? Well, you're fucked. So we're gonna keep skating. Dicks.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess back in that day, you could just have like Goldfinger playing on your like Sony Walkman or something.
Your
With
Yeah.
Your CD
headphones
player.
as big as the ones we're wearing right now.
had that CD player with a skip resistance.
Yep. Crucial.
That's crucial when you're skating. Like, you do an ollie, you don't want your shit skipping.
Yep. Oh my gosh, good times.
Good times.
The
guess my last one is from Portal 2, and it's I almost just want to say it's like a whole like 4 or 5 chapters of the game really, but it's when you get down to the old testing grounds, and it's basically when you fall down the tunnel, and you fall, you're falling freaking ever, and then you finally get down to the bottom, and you walk out, and it's like that, just a huge, massive area, and it's just everything's just dilapidated, and it's just rust everywhere, and nobody's talking because you're just basically like completely by yourself. Because even Gladys, who was a potato at the time,
Okay.
like she wasn't awake or whatever, so you're just kind of like aimlessly walking around this dilapidated, dark area. You don't really know where to go, and you just kind of had to figure out what just what path to take to ease your situation of the whole matter. It was really cool. I really appreciated the way they did it.
Nice.
And then of course later on when Cave Johnson kicks in.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, that's what I thought you were gonna say. It's just like Cave Johnson.
Right.
I want to relive that. Yeah.
Like I thought that's where it was
I-
leading, but
That's definitely lumped in there, but it's essentially when you fall down and you're first down there, and it's just awesome. It was they did it so well. The atmosphere in that game is incredible.
Yeah, and it's just such a shift because like the first third or half of the game is like in a lab, and it's like
Yeah,
you
you're in
like,
a testing facility.
yeah, and it's all kind of clean and just like white walls. And, yeah, you get to this place, and you're like, we're not in Kansas anymore.
yeah, that game was just good overall. Like everything about it was very well done.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that's in my top. I'd feel comfortable saying it's in my top 5 of all time.
I feel that.
Yep.
Like that's a good one.
Get a golf clap on that one.
All right.
Right.
So my last one has to be Prey. It's a game I have played so many times. Like I think I am like, if I went back to my PlayStation, I'm like 2 achievements away from platinuming it. And yeah, this game has a ridiculous amount of replayability. But the very first time I played this game, knew nothing really about it. I just knew it was like a space thing. It kind of looked a little bit like Dead Space a little, so I was like, I'm in. Go through the whole thing. You start getting these things called neuromods. And what they do is that they enhance your abilities. You can start lifting items, hacking into computers. You have human neuromods, and then you had the alien neuromods, which were the Typhon. The Typhons were the aliens in this game, and you could inject yourself with some of their abilities. But as my first playthrough, I was like, I don't want to be an alien. I'm Morgan. Like fuck this. I'm gonna go straight through, and I'm gonna go all human style. So I used all human neuromods, did the game, beat it, felt real accomplished. The part I wish I could relive over and over again was the last cutscene. Is when you realize you're in an actual simulator the whole time as you're playing, and then it gives you a moment to kind of like actually move your camera around to look around. And I remember looking down at my arm, and your arm looks just like the Typhons that you have been fighting this entire time, and my mind just shattered. I was like, oh, I've been a Typhon this whole fucking time? I was like, what? Like, it broke me. I was just like, I was not expecting this. And they're just like, yes, this Typhon did very well. It did more things than we thought. It never once injected itself with the Typhon material, but maybe it associates itself with us humans. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did.
I guess I did. But I was, oh my god, it blew me away. And then I got an achievement because it was like, you only used human neuromods. I was like, that's just how I wanted to play. And the fact that all these things just like layered onto each other, the very ending was just a moment that I really wish that I could just always relive, just because of how much of a mind shatter that was to me. Like, I haven't had another game like shatter my reality like that. since actually, yeah, since that game, haven't had a game shatter my reality.
I don't
Good
know
one.
if you want. I don't know if you want.
I need to play
plug.
that one.
Dude, do it. It is on Steam. Got it on Steam. I'm pretty sure it's cheap now for PlayStation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you could probably find it for like $5 or something.
Yeah, it's a great playthrough. Like, that was actually some of my favorite streams I did was streaming Prey.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I could find that one. Huh.
Yeah, on your shameless plug on your Twitch channel, the Charge Doctor.
Little dab there. But yeah, because like I wish I could. I think I might have captured that moment of me being like, oh.
Oh man, that'd be great.
I might have to try to look for that.
I remember watching you streaming that game, and it's just tons of fun.
Yeah, and then oh man, I wish they had taken this away. There was a way to kind of like cheese the game, because you have to get materials to make things. Well, there was a way that you could divide certain things, and then you could just have an infinite amount of that stuff. It was a fun little cheese, but like they were like,
All
nope.
about that life.
They're like, we're gonna patch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Like, like I got like a week of learning that
No
I
fun
could
for
do
you.
it. Yeah, no fun for you.
Yeah.
We fix it. No.
Yep. That's why sometimes older games are better, where you like, you can go back and play Pokemon Red and Blue, and that missing no will be there.
Right.
Yep.
Like, you better believe I'm gonna get infinite Master Balls. You can't take it away
Shit.
from me.
I'm getting my infinite rare candies.
Yeah, yeah, I did that too.
My team is gonna be stacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Battle me now, Elite Four.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me coming in with my level 100 Mewtwo.
All the broken things. Did y'all have any like honorable mentions that y'all wanted to like kind of just throw out there, just like?
Yeah, one of mine was well, I had like 4. But,
You can just kind of rattle them off and not really get into detail of them.
yeah, I won't go into too much detail. So one of them is Call of Duty World War II, the newest World War Call of Duty, I guess it was. It's the first mission of the game is you landing on Normandy in D-Day on D-Day in Normandy. So you're actually like running up the beach, and it's almost like playing the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. It was really well done.
Nice.
Another one was surprisingly the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Was not a fan of the multiplayer. Hated the multiplayer on that game, but the story mode was actually really well done, especially the ending of it.
Yeah, I actually played that one. It is solid.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a really solid story mode, especially that ending. I won't go into that too much. Destiny 2, pretty much the entire mission when you're in the prison of the Forsaken DLC, absolutely amazing. That's when Cade 6 dies.
Oh yeah.
That one kind of tugged at the heartstrings a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
Well, I'm surprised none of us mentioned, especially you, DJ. I'm surprised you didn't mention Dead Space 2. Pretty much the first chapter of the game is you're Isaac. You wake up in the hospital, and like literally everything just goes to shit. Like the guy that wakes you up goes, "Hey man, you're gonna be okay," and then like the face like bursts open. And it's like turns into the necromorph.
Yeah, I mean like I was a bigger fan of 1 than 2, mostly.
Yeah. Oh,
but like
as far as the full game goes, yeah, I'll agree. But like that first like chapter of the game.
that's fair. Yeah, like because for me, like it would have been I would have thrown Dead Space in there, but it was like I don't know if I'd want to relive this moment in Dead Space. Because I guess Dead Space would be one of my honorable mentions, was that when the fucking thing breaks through the elevator, and like CK was with me when that happened, and we're fucking playing every other game we had played before this. You get into an elevator, you're safe.
Safe space.
Get into there, this thing fucking pries it open. I dropped my controller, and like CK and I had to pause it after that. We're like, we need a minute. We fucking need a minute.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like I wanted to add it, but it's like, do I want to relive that? Because that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because, do you have any more honorable mentions? Because if not, I can lead into mine.
No, go for it.
So yeah, Dead Space would be there because of all the spiel that we just had there. Another one for me would be Mortal Kombat Deception. That one was a good honorable mention for me because like it was a fun game. It was really nice playing the character, going through and having his things, but another mind shattering type thing that happened at the end. You find out, oh, you fucked up. You let out the big baddie. So that one was a lot of fun, and I wish that they would remake that one.
Is that the one that's got that conquest mode?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
like story mode.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where you run around. You're like, you start as like a young guy, and then you like
Yeah.
go through his age, and then at the very end when he
Shinjinko?
yeah, and there was the deception one. Like, just honorable mention for sure.
That was a good one.
So that one, Dead Space, and I had one more. Resident Evil 3. The first time, the original one, that not the remake, but the first time I ran into Nemesis. That was again. It was one of those of like, it was terrifying. So do I want to relive that? I don't know, but like it was just a moment of like, what the fuck is this thing? And then like you think you get away, you get to the police station, he drops in front of you again. Now you actually have to fucking fight this piece of shit, and you're like, So yeah, those would be my honorable mentions.
Man,
TK?
we could keep going with that one for a while.
Yeah, the only one I can think of for me would be in God of War for PS4. It's just basically just throwing the axe. Like throwing the axe is almost kind of like what is it, ASMR? You just like I don't know, it just
Satisfying.
feels it just feels so good. It like comes back to you.
Yeah.
It's like that sound, and it's just like it's got weight to it, and it's just like it would just be like, even if there's no enemies around, I'd just be like, I haven't thrown the axe in like 10 seconds, so you know, let's
Yeet.
do this.
Just fucking huck it off into the abyss, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like an Avengers Endgame, just like, give it a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Oh god, it's just crashing through the Doctor Strange's.
Keep thinking of more like was it the first Resident Evil 1? When you first get into the mansion, you know, you're going through the street, there's a few zombies, like, oh, this is kind of creepy. You get into the mansion, like, okay, we're calm, we're good. You go in that hallway, and then a dog jumps through the window. That's probably one of the scariest moments ever.
I think it was did you fight we don't fight Wesker in Resident Evil 4, right? It's Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah, so then 5 I would have to add mainly for one reason. Mainly because I got pissed off, and I just want everyone else to know this. Wesker, when you fight him with Chris, he can fucking dodge light.
Yeah.
I threw a goddamn flashbang at him, and it showed the animation of him dodging. I'm like, I'm sorry, did he just dodge light? Because fuck you. No. That was... And then, but I will have to say, having Chris Redfield fucking Hadouken fucking boulders, that was something. I wouldn't mind reliving that. It's like, that's a boulder, and Chris Redfield, he just punched that boulder, and it moved. Okay. Fucking Chris Redfield, man. And he's gonna be in the newest one.
Yep. Not to be mistaken with the Chris Redfield who's in the movies. Doesn't look like he could Hadouken a pebble.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah, when I saw... Actually, I hadn't seen the episode or the movies with him in it, and then I was going through Netflix and I saw that, and I was just like, oh, please tell me that actor's not the one that's Chris Redfield. Please tell me he's not Chris Redfield. Looked it up, and I'm like, oh, no. You ruined your career. You were doing so good. You were in so many good things. And then you became Chris Redfield. Damn.
Yeah, and it's not like the the actor's fault. It's just not what the game portrays him as.
Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, I guess technically Code Veronica, that's how they kind of portrayed him. If you look at Code Veronica Chris Redfield compared to Resident Evil 5 Chris Redfield, someone has been roiding up.
Yeah.
Cause like he just, I don't know, he Super Saiyaned or something. I don't know what happened. He gained like 100 pounds of muscle onto him.
An exaggeration.
But nice, guys. We got through all of our list and our honorable mentions. So good job, guys. Do we have any ideas on what we want to do for next time?
I say we could.
We have like we did one that like gamers moments that game like all gamers that could kind of relate to. You'd probably do one where moments in games that are like special to just us for a specific reason. Like as far as like, you know, it's special to me because I was playing it with, you know, my friend, and this happened in it. This was really cool, and we had this kind of fun with it. Those kind of ideas.
Okay, so something like fun with multiplayer and or a specific moment that has happened to you in a game.
Yes.
Okay, I dig that.
Possibly because, you know, you thought it was really funny because of a glitch or what have you. That kind of thing.
I dig that. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, and my only idea was kind of along the lines you were talking about with Dead Space and Resident Evil 3. Is just top moments that like were epic, but you don't want to relive them.
Either cringe or fearful moments.
Yeah, like I feel like we
don't want to relive.
Yeah.
I feel like we could get a whole list out of that. Yeah, I feel like we could get a whole list out of that one.
Top moments where you almost wet yourself. Thanks, game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig those. Yeah, that gives us two good ones that we can have coming up. So we will talk amongst ourselves out of stream and kind of start finding days that we can do this, and I will try to keep everyone updated as best as possible. So anyone and everyone that's just kind of been hanging around watching, you lurkers and bots and whatnot, thank you for joining us, and we will catch y'all next time. Bye.